You are 22 years old, and you are staring at an Excel spreadsheet that has more colors than a rainbow. Your eyes burn. The office around you is dark except for the glow of 3 other monitors belonging to people just like you, kids who graduated at the top of their class, kids who thought they were smart until they arrived here. Your dinner is a cold sandwich wrapped in foil, sitting next to a keyboard that has coffee stains older than your employment contract. This is level 1. This is the analyst. You make $85,000 a year, which sounds like a fortune when you are 22, but right now, at 2 in the morning, you would pay someone $85,000 just to let you sleep for 8 hours straight. Your apartment is a showbox in Murray Hill with 3 roommates, but you are never there anyway. Your clothes are wrinkled because you do not have time to iron them. Your gym membership is a donation you make to Equinox every month without ever showing up. You are learning a very specific skill, how to survive on 4 hours of sleep while making 0 mistakes in a financial model. 1 typo, 1 wrong decimal, and the associate above you will make you rebuild the entire thing. But there is energy here. There is hope. You are surrounded by other 22-year-olds who are just as tired, just as scared, and you bond over it. You complain together in the room at 3 in the morning. You share Ubers home at dawn. You feel like you are part of something brutal but important, like boot camp for people who wear suits instead of camouflage. Level 2, the associate. Fast forward for years. You survived. You got your MBA, or you got promoted internally, and now you are the associate. You are 26, maybe 27, and you are making $150,000, plus a bonus that could be equal to your salary if the year is good. You have traded the showbox for a studio apartment that costs $3,000 a month, and you live alone. This is your first taste of real privacy in years, and it feels like luxury. You can leave a shirt on the floor and nobody yells at you. But the work has changed. You are no longer just fixing spreadsheets. You are managing the analysts who fix them. You are the translator between the 22-year-olds and the bosses above you. When a vice president asks why the numbers look wrong, you cannot say, because the analyst made a mistake. You have to say, I will handle it. The panic is different now. It is less about your own exhaustion and more about responsibility. You are learning politics. You are learning which managing director wants his coffee black and which one wants a specific order from a specific deli 6 blocks away. You are learning that talent is only 50% of this game. The other half is anticipating needs before they become words. Your social life is a ghost town. Your college friends are getting married on Saturdays in October, and you are missing every single wedding because you are in the office preparing for Monday morning meetings. You tell yourself this is temporary. You tell yourself that in 2 more levels, the hours will get better. You believe it because you have to. Level 3, the vice president. Now you are 30. You are a vice president. Your base salary is $250,000. And your total compensation this year was just under $500,000. You have moved to a 1-bedroom in Tribeca or a nice place in Brooklyn Heights with a view. You own furniture that is not from IKEA. You have a houseplant that has survived 6 months, which feels like a major achievement. On paper, you have made it. You are in the top 1% of earners in America, but the ground under your feet is shifting. You are no longer the person who executes the work. You are the person who sells the work. You spend your days on the phone, charming clients, managing relationships, trying to convince a CFO in Chicago that your bank understands his business better than the 10 other banks calling him today. The analysts and associates below you look at you with a mixture of fear and respect. But you know the truth. You are stuck in the middle. You are squeezed between the demands of the clients above and the limitations of the junior staff below. When a deal collapses at midnight, you cannot blame the analyst. You are the one who has to call the client and apologize. You are the one who takes the screaming phone call. You start to develop a physical tell of stress. Maybe it is a twitch in your eye, or a pain in your jaw from grinding your teeth at night. You have a serious girlfriend now, or maybe you are married, and she is asking questions about when you will be home for dinner. You promise her next quarter will be slower, but you both know you are lying. You have started to develop the Wall Street armor, the ability to check your phone at a restaurant without your face changing, the ability to hear bad news and respond with interesting. Let's discuss, while your stomach drops through the floor. Level 4, or the director. You are 35. You are a director, sometimes called an executive director depending on the firm. You are earning $700,000 a year, maybe more. You own a 2-bedroom condo with a doorman. You vacation in the Hamptons in the summer, not because you love the beach, but because that is where the networking happens. You wear watches that cost as much as a car. You have a personal trainer who comes to your apartment at 5 in the morning because that is the only time you can exercise before the markets open. But here is the secret that nobody tells you: when you are 22, the pressure does not decrease as you go up. It compounds. At this level, you are a revenue machine. You are expected to bring in 10, 20, $30 million in fees every single year. If you miss your number 2 years in a row, you are out. Not demoted, not transferred. Out. The industry is small. Everyone knows everyone. A failure at 35 does not mean you start over. It means you leave. You start drinking more. Not party drinking like in your 20s, but alone, at home. 2 glasses of scotch to quiet the noise in your head. You see a therapist who specializes in high-functioning anxiety, which is a polite way of saying you are falling apart in a very expensive suit. Your marriage is under strain because your phone is a third person in the relationship. You have children now, and you miss their soccer games, their school plays, their bedtime stories. You tell yourself you are doing it for them, so they can go to private school, so they can have what you did not have. But when you look in the mirror while tying your tie at 5 in the morning, you see a person who is paid extremely well to be available every second of every day. You are not a person anymore. You are a service. Level 5, the managing director. You are 40, maybe 45. You are a managing director, or if you are at the right firm, a partner. You are making $2 million a year, maybe $5 million, maybe, in a blockbuster year, $10 million. You have a house in Connecticut with a yard. You sit on the boards of charities. You give speeches at your old college. When you walk into a restaurant, the maître d' knows your name. People assume you have won. But the truth is more complicated. You are no longer climbing. You are defending. You have become the institution. The young analysts look at you with envy, but they do not see the loneliness of this height. You spend your days managing egos bigger than yours, navigating regulatory investigations, worrying about headlines that could destroy a career built over 20 years in a single afternoon. Your body is paying the toll of 2 decades of cortisol. You have had a stent put in, or you are on medication for blood pressure that costs more than some people's rent. You have learned that money solves the problems of poverty, but it does not solve the problems of existence. You still wake up at 4 in the morning, not because of an alarm, but because your brain has been trained to panic at that hour. Your children are teenagers now, and they treat you like a distant uncle who sends expensive gifts. Your wife sleeps in the guest room because you snore from sleep apnea, or because you are not really there even when you are physically present. You think about retiring, about sailing around the world or buying a vineyard, but you do not know who you are without the office. The markets open at 9:30, and for 20 years, that bell has been the heartbeat that keeps you alive. Without it, you are terrified you will flatline.